Good morning, everybody. We are in the urban center in Trieste, the space of municipality of Trieste. And today we have one interesting meeting with Claudia Figali, which is the head of communication and relation for media, and Michaela Passon, which is the manager director for GECT Gorizia, Nova Gorica 2025. These meetings are inside the contamination functional meetings, and I am Antonella Varesano for the Polo Technological Park in Pordenone. This space is devoted to innovation and digital technologies. And about that, Claudia Figali will be the coordinator of the event, which take part with the collective Brida. So please, Claudia, the floor is yours, and thank you for your participation.
Thank you, Antonella. We should start. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our presentation. I am Claudia Figal, representing the public institution Go 2025 from Nova Gorica, which is responsible for the implementation of the European Capital of Culture 2025. This is the program, and I will work as responsible for the media. Today, let me introduce you our digital story of the program, or the part of the program that is linked to the new technologies, art, society, and so on. I will introduce just a few representative projects and authors, and then give the floor to the Brida collective, to the group Brida, which they are already with us, and they will present their work and concept in more detail. In the last third of this presentation today, I will also give the floor to my colleague, Michaela Passon, from the European Grouping for Territorial Development. This is our sister in Gorica, in Italy, who will present the calls for tenders, an amount of 8 million, which will support many projects that will take place alongside the European Capital of Culture with the same values. But first of all, I would like to invite you to our space center. I would like to invite you to our space, which is very similar as your space. We have a X Center, a space that brings together different fields and different progressive people to act as an elixir of creativity. In the gallery, we hunt for mouse. In the laboratory, young people try to read the light. And in lectures and roundtables, we design new projects and new calls for proposals. We host a great number of projects and events, intermedia exhibitions, mentor training, events, workshops. This is a special project. Then festivals, lectures, roundtables, meetings, recordings, workshops, and similar events. One of the recognizable digital event in Nova Gorica is also a Pixel Point Festival. I have to mention it now, organized by Cultural Center of Nova Gorica City Gallery and several curators through the years, which will bring now with European Capital of Culture a high-quality productions from the field of contemporary and new media art, embodied them in the cross-border region. These are two things I want to underline when we talk about the digital story of our big project, the European Capital of Culture. Now I would like to underline also a few curators and a few programs which are in our BitBook program, and we will make them run very soon. First of all, I want to mention Yuri Karpan, architect, artistic director of famous Galleria Kapelica. He's from Nova Gorica also. And a day ago, he represented the exhibition in Ljubljana, Cukrarna. That's another place, I see you know it. High profile exhibition. Consequence, this was the title of the exhibition. Fragments of a possible ecosystem, where he announced in front of the plant wall, we can see this plant wall now, that he will prepare the project Future of Food. This is the title of the project, and he will prepare this project for the European Capital of Culture 2025 in Nova Gorica. Yuri Karpan, as the artistic director of the Kersnikova Ljubljana Institute, focuses on contemporary research art that thematize the impact of new technologies on the individual, on the man and the society as a whole. He's an advocate of the culturalization of technology, which emphasize the empowers people to use modern technology. He also many times he talks about art thinking in different fields of even in economy or in technology. He's leading establishment of the laboratory for speculative innovation, where the arts can help people or social and productive innovation by see, it's very complicated, integrating artistic thinking and design thinking into the innovation process. That's why I'm talking about art thinking. I want to mention one quote he said last day. He said, "We humans don't have time, don't have the time, the will, or the perfect knowledge to take care of plants all the time." And he said radically, so we have equipped them with sensors. So they gave sensors to plants for humidity, temperature, and light. So the plants themselves decide where, when to be watered. By removing humans from the watering system, plants have, in a conceptual way, emancipated themselves from humans, said Yuri Karpan, standing, as you see, next to a wall where a robot, he's like a spider, climbed and watered the green wall as it pleased. And then he also said, we imagine that this emancipation will go so far that we will only eat as many plants as they let us. This is also, if we think further, in this integration between plant and machine, we will develop an algorithm that will give me food exactly when and as much as I can eat it. So this is very interesting, so I wanted to underline this. And he was pointing to the hyper production in this context, no? A hyper production of the consumer society, which produces hunger on the one hand and too much food in the other hand, and to the great ethical question of humans eating other living beings. That is his message. And then he said that we need change of mindset through this project, no? A different attitude towards plants, Karpan believes, and he proposes a shift from precision. He proposes a shift from precision farming to precision gardening, where we will decide when and how many plants belong to us. With the help of imaginative technology that will get information from the sensors and eyes of the whole planet, because our planet has eyes now. This project, which is currently in the prototype level, is to be developed in the framework of European Capital of Culture 2025. I mentioned this project to illustrate you what kind of project he is making and what kind of projects are in our story, our digital story, our green story also. Then I have to mention another curator. This is Peter Purk, who is associate professor of new media in the School of Arts, University of Nova Gorica. His work in the Faculty of Humanities, and he obtained a PhD in media, art, communication science, and literary studies from the university in Germany. He focused, this is another project, no, on intermedia and investigative art, and his interests include the roles of the humanities in the arts and ecology, and ideas of growth, social innovation, and community practices. He is curator in the fields of digital art and culture. Maybe next time we will present his work in details. And while the Peter Purk and Yuri Karpan are the curators in our program, we have to recognize also the artists, authors, and the program. Let me introduce two of them. These are Marco Perhan and the group Brida, which are with us today. About Marco, I will say only a few words. Marco Perhan, maybe you know him. He's famous. He's a theater director, conceptual artist, and researcher. He was presented also 2 times in the Venice Biennale and at Ars Electronica and Documenta Manifesta. And he founded and co-founded several still active art organizations in the 90s, such as Project Atoll and one of the first media labs in Eastern Europe named Lyudmila. From 1994 on, he worked on MacroLab, a project that focuses on telecommunications, migrations, and weather system research in a very interesting way. I think this is enough for now. I wanted to that you know in which field we are working for now. There are also other projects, but I underlined this today. Now I think it's very important that we go further to Brida because they have many things to tell us. I wanted to present them. Brida, there are 3 researchers, 3 artists also, Tom Kershevan, Sandy Mango, and Yuri Paulica. Brida is a collective made up of graduates from Venice Academy and Fine Arts, formed in 1996 during their university years. The group that produces artwork across a wide spectrum of contemporary artists practices exhibits both locally and internationally, and has participated in numerous international residency programs, workshops, and seminars. For our European Capital of Culture, there will be developed a program of Roar residence and festival. So I'm calling Brida now to present their work and work in progress for our Capital of Culture. We are online, Brida.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Yuri Paulica are with us today, and Tom Kershevan. So I will let the floor to you, Brida.
Okay, thank you, Claudia. Hello to everybody. We will try actually to present our work in a few minutes, let's say, to not make it too longer, because we have a lot of projects and we don't have enough time to show them all. I have also to excuse Sandy Mango because she's a little bit sick and she's not present here online, but she's listening. So she has a control on us, and so we have to behave. Let's say first, the first important thing, Claudia already mentioned that we studied in Venice. We are actually coming from the field of visual arts. We studied paintings and sculpture, but then we started to research in a more analytical way what is painting, what is actually visual communication of an art piece, and so on. I will show now, I will share the screen. I will show the short presentation. So let me know if you see the screen. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So as a painter, so actually we started to research also because we actually began to work professionally as a collective. Our work is always based as a collective work, and we had to invent a method how to develop our work, our artistic expression in a group. So our first research project was working on a painting, on a collective painting, where we also included the scientific approach. Scientific approach was for us very important in the beginning because it gave us a possibility to dissect a painting in a way that we've been using algorithms and softwares. And this method was also helping us to spread the work between us as a team, as a collective. So this first project was a painting project called Modux, where we used actually very rudimental softwares like Excel, infographics, and Visual Basics for actually dissect the painting and transmitting it on the canvas. So this example here is me working on a painting that was actually projected on the canvas, and we've been executing these shapes that were representing data from the environment, each by each. So first was me, then was Tom, and then was Sandy, and so these were actually our first collective paintings. And then we went on, and because we had the algorithm developed, we've been able also to transmit this work to other people, and we went in the streets and we shared these softwares and this approach with people, and people were actually building the painting. In this case, we exposed to people in the streets certain data, and they were interpreting the data with squares and building a kind of ongoing painting that was then presented in the gallery. And people in the gallery were able to recognize their voices and their hands. And this work was actually very involving. And also for us was one of the first experiences where we got people from the public involved directly in the process of building an art piece. So here I will show the sound. I will show the project we did, actually also involving technology. We created a transparent screen that is actually able to show the collected data in the streets directly on the painting. And this is also an example how we started to use the technology to show actually the artistic content and to create a kind of interactive platforms where us and through the technology also public can actively participate in the creation of the art piece. So the next project was very important for us. I will just put a pause. This was one of the first projects actually where we developed the software, how to produce a painting. This software was in the beginning, we produced only the CD, audio CD, where the instruction of how to produce a painting was recorded, but then slowly through the years, we developed the software that was actually able to transform every kind of digital painting, digital image, in the instruction how to paint this image. And here in this case, we have, for instance, one presentation. It's a stop motion video where you hear the instruction how the painting is built, actually.
Change the color. Red, red.
Yeah, we have a little bit of echo.
Change the color. Light gray. Change the color. Black. Change the color. Red.
So in this video, you actually see how people can execute the dictation of the software, and they actually become the main participants of the painting. It's not the painting is not anymore in our hand, but it's done by public. And this was for us a huge step forward, how we can transmit our work directly to the public, and where the public is not anymore just an observer, but it's an active element in the creation of the art piece. Here we have one public performance in Chemnitz,
Ändere die Farbe.
where you
Ohne
also
Farbe.
see the software, how is reading the
Ändere die
image.
Farbe. Dunkelgrau.
This is the instruction in German because we
Ändere
did
die
it
Farbe.
for Chemnitz.
Rot. Ändere die Farbe. Schwarz.
So
Ändere die Farbe. Weiß. Ändere die Farbe. Rot. Ändere die Farbe. Ohne Farbe. Ändere die Farbe. Rot.
So in this case, we also see how interesting is this approach, because it creates a lot of gaps and the mistakes. but this is not actually what we want to obtain, the precise image. We want to obtain an artistic work, and for us, mistakes and these uncontrolled movements made by people, by children in this case, was a kind of welcome thing, and it gave to our work a really particular special input and also insight how we can transmit this information to people. The next image is actually again of using a technology, using in this case circuit boards to represent a drawing, an image. In this case, we used a way of producing circuit boards not only for the function but also for a representation. In this case, we have a circuit board that was actually functioning, but in the same time was also representing. It was an image, it was a drawing, and by pressing on certain buttons on the image, you were transmitting the information from one side of the drawing on the other side. And this was also the project that was researching, again, painting, drawings. For us, it's always like coming back, using technology, but then always coming back to painting, to visual, almost, let's say, classical painting approach. Here is this huge pipe was also a part of this project that is using information, explaining how information travels through the drawing. For us, this pipe was a kind of magnification of the drawing, of the line, which was able actually to transmit information, but also was able to receive messages from online, from people, and transforming them in a physical expression, like steam, vibration, smell, and etc. And now in this short video, you will see how actually was so the pipe was 36 meters long, and it went through different spaces of the gallery, and it transmitted these informations according to the sent message to the pipe. So the next project that was also involving, in a way, a scientific field was a nanoplotter, where we've been collaborating with different science centers in Europe and scientific centers of research of nanotechnology. And the nanoplotter was actually a way how to explain the technology or the physics that is actually invisible to our eyes. But in a funny and inventive way, we actually created this device that was built from an vintage plotter, and was then showed also in Deutsches Museum in Munich for the nano exhibition. And here I also have a short video that actually this machine was actually a storyteller, was drawing all the time this comic about these characters in the nano scale that is invisible to our eyes. And the cornflower was actually representing atoms, the particles that was nanoparticles that were actually a kind of canvas for this reality that was ongoing on this machine. The interesting thing here by using technology is also how we can create or recreate a medium like a video or a storytelling by using something completely different that was not built for this. The plotter was actually built for create precise drawings of different projects in architecture or design or machinery. But in this case, we are using transforming the plotter to create art, to explain, to be a kind of artistic project, artistic sample. The next project is very similar in a way. It's a machine that was also built from us, by us in our studio. We created a machine that was resembling a plotter, but drawing on this machine, you've been actually, instead of be helped by technology to do a precise drawing, you've been disturbed by the technology. Technology was actually programmed in a way that each your move was actually creating mistakes, and you tried to create a kind of precise drawing, but the machine was creating completely different and wrong drawings instead of precision drawing. So we have a short video also from this. So we are drawing on this touch screen, but the machine does weird movement and doesn't follow us. It's actually perceiving our orders, but it does mistakes by purpose. And this is also a kind of interesting approach how we can explain technology to public. The technology is not interesting only for precise things, and we don't need to see a technology only for the function, but also we can transform this function to something creative, something that could be not controlled and can produce some interesting creative content. So this project is Trackets project, and it actually it's researching how we can use the surveillance system in cities to create, instead of surveil people or control people, to create an art piece. And in this case, we have a city of Chemnitz where we also developed this project. It was an artist in residency we did there. It's worth also to mention that Chemnitz will be also a capital of Europe in 2025. And it's a kind of joint connection between these cities, between Nova Gorica, Gorica, and Chemnitz. But it's also interesting when we look to the architecture that architecture is very similar to Nova Gorica in a way. This was East Europe, East Germany, when the city was built. And but we also have an old city, and all those things are mixed together. And the project Trackets wants also to emphasize how the system of control was using through the history, different kind of political systems, different kind of institutions were always trying to control people and manipulate, let's say, the freedom of movement and freedom of thinking. And this our project is actually putting in a contrapunct these historical elements and surveillance systems to emphasize the freedom, but also the freedom of movement, but also to emphasize and show how this technology was also deleting the identity of people by replacing them with the number and coordinates. Here I will just show a short video of this software application that was done for this project. So the application, this is it's not a video, actually it's a software application. We have a photo and the video mapping of the people and the cars and the traffic in the street. And the software is actually replacing this moving object with the coordinates. And it's creating a kind of symphony that depends on the density of the traced tracking objects and subjects in the street. The yellow dots are representing people, and the blue is representing the traffic. And this project is also important because it's actually showing how the surveillance systems are actually used in a way that they communicate something to the security when something is wrong. Actually, nobody sees these surveillance systems. These systems are in a way hidden by for the public, and our goal was also to show these systems as a kind of postcards to the public and show a kind of aesthetic that is actually hidden behind these images. So the next project is very similar to Trackets. It's called City Without Identity, and was built to show how we are actually disappearing from the slowly with the using of technology, and also privacy implications in the environment. We are slowly disappearing from the city as an identity. And the software is actually showing how it's able to cancel the people by tracing them and slowly deleting from their presence from the city, from the urban space. Actually, this project was developed by us before was developed also the app by on the iPhone, where you have the possibility on the iPhone to make a selfie or to make a photo in the city, and the app will actually delete all the rest of the people in the environment, and you will be actually the only person in the picture. And then at the end, we ask ourselves, how will become our city in the future without our presence? We will only have the cityscapes, anti-cityscapes, preserving our privacy, but also clearing the city of the identity. The next project is actually, again, discussing the presence of our presence in the virtual space, but also searching how this virtual spaces like Google Street is actually replacing a real reality. In this case, we built a device in the Google Street. It was this selfie stick that was actually enabling us that we can do a selfie in the Google Street. So this is the first time that was actually Google Street, an active Google Street used for making selfies. And you could access, for instance, places in the world like Fukushima, Chernobyl, and also very dangerous streets in Rio de Janeiro by staying in the gallery and not preoccupied yourself with the dangers of these places. This is actually very comfortable, but on the other hand, is deleting our present physical presence from the reality, and it's a tricky actually. And the project enables this thinking and rethinking how this reality is actually useful for navigation, but also how it will start to replace our conscience of the physical space. So the next project is interspace module. It's also dealing with the virtual and physical space. In this case, we actually replaced our presence in the space, in the gallery, with the devices, with the special shapes called tesseract that represents multidimensional space. In this next video, we will see how it works. So we lower the sound. These tesseracts are actually projected on the wall and were reflecting, the projection was reflecting the space in the gallery. And you, by moving in this space, you were actually replaced by this physical element, this shape. And this was a kind of showing how we are slowly replaced by the algorithms, but also it's showing how this technology could be used in a creative way, and how it can open our mind towards different how to say, spaces of research for the art. For us, it's important that we use art in a way that we use technology to show things, but also to be critic to the technology, and to transform the technology that could be useful for other things, for instance, for creative things, and how to implement public in an interactive way in the galleries. So this project, the next project, it's also using the same approach, but using plants in this case. The plants are actually, it's a garden, it's a virtual garden mixed with the real garden in this case. And when you step in the gallery, you are actually being replaced by the plant. You become a plant. When you move in the gallery, you are not showed on the projection as a human being, but you are showed as a plant. And this was also very interesting, how the plant could also populate a virtual world in a social media where we are present, could be also present a kind of garden and a plant as a subject. So the next project is also using plants, but combining physics in this case, like quantum physics, to conceptually teleport a plant in the space, in the environment. For this project, we created a kind of let's say physical model, a machine that is putting in the practice the quantum physics. Quantum physics is a physical research in a way. It's a research and mostly based on calculations and theories. And our challenge was actually how to create a kind of device, a model that was representing this how to say, unphysical technology. For this project, it's important because we also use a collaboration with scientists. We've been working with scientists from theoretical physics and astrophysics. And we created a kind of actually loud voice. Created a space that was representing a quantum fluctuation with this waving on the mirrors. And this quantum fluctuation is actually representing entanglement, a connection between two elements that could be connected in the space, not physically, but by their atomic level of presence. And in this case, we have this project that is actually showing us in the mirror ourselves, but also when it's the wave is collapsing, the mirror opened on 90 degrees and it shows the space on the other side. That is actually a mirror space of the space where we are present. But here we don't see, but in the show, in the time of the show in the gallery, people were on the both sides of the installation. And when those mirror opened, sorry, I will go back. When those mirror opened, we're actually showing people on the other side. And this was really a kind of confusing moment and gave us a possibility to rethink of our space and of our presence in the in the reality. And I will show now the last project because we don't have much time and we also want to leave some time for questions. The last project is called Temperaton and is actually again reflecting a little bit history of art, history of paintings. And here our inspiration was also very known Italian futuristic painter, Giorgio De Chirico. For this project, we actually constructed a 3D model that was a little bit resembling the paintings, these futuristic paintings. But it was not just a resemblance, but was also going deep in the concept of perceiving the reality. De Chirico was actually researching a metaphysics reality by using not real space, like distorted space, not real shadows, not real light, by showing us going over the level of normal perception, going beyond the normal perception by using art. And in this case, we use advanced technology to create a kind of mixture between real space and virtual space, creating this model that was present in the reality, but also virtually. And by actually entering, we will see now in this video. Hope it starts. By entering in this hybrid space, let's say we've been able to control the real space by using a virtual reality. And you will see now in this video how these shadows that are actually seems real were actually virtual, were projected by the virtual reality by using VR technology and projected lights. So for us, this project was also important because we've been researching in a way also the temperature of the environment, also temperature changings caused by the global warming, and shadows were in a way representing the temperature of the environment, and through the colors of the shadows you've been also experiencing a physical presence of the temperature through the virtuality, and this was quite interesting, interestingly perceived by the public. And here is also a very interesting example how we can use technology to emphasize our feelings, and also to emphasize our perception of the reality through the art. So the art is not only to show us a kind of aesthetics, but it's also could have a function of giving us a possibility to revive our senses, and to put in different context the debate about critical issues like global warming, and how we are all the time forgetting how this our impact, society impact could transform our environment and change it in the future. So I think this was mostly all. I have some other images. For instance, I will just show here one image that is showing how we are also involved in the communicating our knowledge and our experiences to through the workshops, through public. And here we have, for instance, some images from one workshop we did with children, where we used our, let's say, artistic approach to show how the energy can travel through drawings, and how they can perceive the functionality, the physical or technological functionality through the creativity. This is just one image. I will not go through all. We did a lot of workshops that were actually communicating our artistic approach in an educational way. And we, for us, it's always important to have this feedback from the public, and also to explain to the public how we develop our projects. So now we can leave some time for questions, and we with Tom, we are actually open to any question and comments. Thank you
very much. Thank you very much, Yuri. It was very interesting to listen, because we see in this presentation, which shows us your progress, the development of your art and research work. And I have to say that the Brida's work are in also international contemporary art collections. In 2015, they received the highest award of the municipality of Nova Gorica, the Franze Beok Prize, commemorating 20 years of their successful activity. And in 2018, they received the International Tesla Award. They are recipients of the Laspis Scholarship awarded in the Swedish Ministry of Culture, and Culture Bridges awarded by the British Council under the European Union. You, Antonella, have maybe a question?
Yes, I wonder if there are any questions for the people connected online. No? So I have a question for Yuri. I work on the same field since 1986, so I knew very well the topic. I'm fascinated about your spatial works and projects. And I love a lot the use that you made of disruptive technologies in science, art, and science. And I would like to ask you your personal reflection about the use, the contemporary use of algorithm of artificial intelligence as a fashion.
Yes, actually, through quantum physics, that we had the possibility of to get in touch with scientists. We also discovered that the newly developed technology, for instance, the quantum computers are our future now. And like, as you mentioned, the artificial intelligence is actually getting, the development is getting faster and faster. And with the development of quantum computers, we will not be able actually with our minds to catch the technology, at least in a way of calculating and in a way of being fast, of solving problems. But we are advocate of creativity and art, and through all our work, we got questions of how the technology is actually impacting our society and also art. We think that technology could be very helpful for everybody, for society, for health, for our privacy and everything. But for us, it's important that we are aware of this development all the time, that we follow the development, that we actually get in touch with the scientists and engineers, and we understand these things. With this approach, we will be always a step forward against technology. Let's say, if we think that technology one day will actually overwhelm us or conquer us, it depends very much on us, because we are actually developing technology, and depends on us how much responsibility we give to the artificial intelligence to decide. So I think that I would like to say that it's important also through workshops and exhibitions, like we mentioned, that we communicate this possibility that we can get hands-on on technologies. We can get in communication with scientists through art to discover this and show also the critical way of using technology, not only emphasizing positive things in the technology. I don't know if Tommy has some other comments on this.
Yeah, well, practically, like Yuri mentioned before, we started using technology because we have to solve a problem. So from this solving the problem, we start working with the technology, and then slowly the technology and the science became our medium. Medium in a sense that it's not just a tool. Of course, it's a tool to do something or to show something, but it's in the same time also the medium through we express ourselves, our ideas, and so on and so on. So the problem of technology, I would say, is that we are pretty good when we have to sell something for tomorrow. But through the art, we can show not only that technology is something that can enable our future, but that can work in our present. And because of this, I mean, it's not only that technology enable artists to let's say to proceed or to do something new and so on, but is still or is in the same time the medium that can let's say enable us to explore the old ideas. Let's say we can now show something that we were unable to put into the act a few years ago, but because of technology, we can fabric or we can produce this kind of thing. And more or less, it's not so old the story about the painting of the Dorian Gray, for example, in which this transition from the, let's say, dealing with the art and abstract fight, slowly bringing us, with the help of technology, to recreate these feelings, these concepts, and so on and so on. What I want to say is that technology is not here just because to help us. It's because it's something that practically is around us, and we have to take in consideration the use of this this technology or the science or anything that help us to understand what we are doing. And the other thing is that more the technology surrounding us, more the technology became the reference through which we can understand other things. So even for us, the artists, the communication with the public, is important that we use the references that can represent our present time. So it's in a way it's a normal to being connected with the science, technology, and everything that is let's say running our world today.
Thank you very much. Thanks. And now I give the floor to Michaela Passon.
Yes,
for
Michaela. Thank you very much, Tom and Yuri, and also Sandy. We saw that your art, with your art, you are making visible things which are not visible or often hidden. So you are real an artist. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And now I give a floor to Michaela Passon. You will represent the more realistic part of our lives, our program. This is also more financial part, and so I give you the floor.
Yes, thank you, Claudia. Thank you to the Urban Center for the invitation, and also thank you to the Brida Collective for their interesting presentation and their innovative artistic work. So I'm Michaela Passon, and today I'm here with you as a project manager of the AGTC Go. And I'm here to present to you the possibilities that the European Capital of Culture is bringing to the territory, brought and will bring to the territory, in terms mainly of foundings and in terms of collaborations. So I don't know if you already heard about us. So the institution that I'm working for is the AGTC Go, the European Group of Territorial Cooperation, that was founded in 2011, so a few years before the actual nomination to the European Capital of Culture. And it is formed by 3 municipalities: the municipality of Gorizia in Italy, and in Slovenia, the municipality of Nova Gorica and Općina Šempeter-Vrtojba. The aim of the AGTC Go, that is an Italian public authority with legal personality, actually is the strategic development of the whole cross-border area of the cities, Gorica, Nova Gorica, and Šempeter-Vrtojba. This is a tool, actually, that we want to promote communication between the authorities, the municipalities, define common strategies and policies. And that is also why when actually the municipality of Nova Gorica and the municipality of Gorizia wanted to jointly applicate to be nominated as European Capital of Culture in 2025, they saw the AGTC as an important tool to be used to coordinate the application. And now, when we were actually nominated, it is an important tool that is actually coordinating together with Javni Zavod Go 2025 the program of the European Capital of Culture. So the AGTC Go in the last few years was actually active in different projects founded by at the European level, and two main projects were the Isonzo Socia project. Oh, sorry, I will go over there. So this is the map of our territory. And as I said before, we were actively working on two main projects founded by the Interreg Italy-Slovenia project. One was Isonzo Socia, and the other one was Salute Zdravstvo. Here you can see some pictures, some photo of the investments and of the activities that we have done on the territory. And both of these projects were actually funded by European fund, a European program that is the Interreg Italy-Slovenia project that finances on the territory the cross-border cooperation projects, basically. So, as I said before, in the meantime, we also have been nominated to be the European Capital of Culture in 2025. And so these were actually our main activities in the last few years. After the nomination, the Interreg Italy-Slovenia program decided also to support the European Capital of Culture and decided to create the Small Project Fund that is now called the Small Project Fund Go 2025. And its management was given to us, to the AGTC Go. So we are super happy about that, obviously, because this proves that we have acquired some competencies during the previous projects that we implemented. And this also proves that actually the work that we have done on the territory was seen and was also appreciated at regional and at the European level. And so in this context, we are now actually managing and implementing this fund. The fund that is worth 7 million euros. And this money will be allocated through annual calls. The first call was already published in February 2023. And it is still open. It will remain open until this Friday, actually, the 21st of April in 2023, and it's worth 3 million euros. So I hope that some of you already prepared some project proposals, and if you are not, don't worry, you will still have time because we will publish other calls. One call per year, probably, until 2026. So actually, you will have the possibility to prepare something. Now, I thought that with this presentation, I will present you the main elements of the fund and of the call. Let me underline that all the basic elements will probably remain the same throughout the duration of the fund, but some specific elements may change between one call and the other. So if you are planning to present your project proposal at the next call, please obviously read the call and then present your project proposal based on what is written on that call. So the general objective of the fund is the specific objective 4.6 that is defined at the European level, and it is enhancing the role of culture and sustainable tourism in economic development, social and inclusion, and social innovation. So the SPF aims at encouraging deeper cooperation in the sector of culture, basically, and at developing synergies with the initiatives linked to the European Capital of Culture in 2025, and to maximize the potential effects on tourism, mainly in the whole border area. So the objective is very wide, and you can really be super creative with all your project proposals and all the activities that you want to implement on the territory. All the projects shall that will be financed by the Small Project Fund, also called SPF in short. All the projects shall contribute to the ECOC 2025 strategy, obviously, and because we are linked to that nomination, and you can find it described in the BIT book, that is the official program of the European Capital of Culture that is published on our website and also on the website of the Javni Zavod Code 2025. The project shall also demonstrate the cross-border impact and relevance and contribute to the Interreg Italy-Slovenia indicators. These indicators are also defined at the program level, and you can find it listed over there. We have on one hand the output indicators that all the projects should address at least one of those indicators. And at the same time, all the projects should lead to also a result that is connected to the output indicator. But these are more technical aspects that I will, suggest you to read, obviously, in the call for tenders, all the specific informations. If we go on, we have presented for you here some examples of all the things that you can actually finance and you can actually implement as an activity on our territory throughout our financement. And the aim of the fund is to prepare the territory to the whole territory, actually, not only the city of Gorica and Nova Gorica, but the whole territory to the European Capital of Culture. So to boost the activities linked to the culture, and at the same time create long-term impact and bring benefit to the whole cross-border area. And so that's why also, because we decided to publish the first call already in 2023, so that we are gonna prepare actually the territory before the year of the European Capital of Culture. At the same time, the last call will be published in 2026, and this is because we wanted to maintain a long-term impact, as I said before, and a legacy of the European Capital of Culture on the territory. So as you can see here, you really can finance so many things. The opportunities are really countless, and so be creative, please. We wrote here that you can finance, for example, virtual reality, mobility, green solutions, cross-border events, exhibitions, but I think that you can really be even more creative than us.
Oh, thank you.
So,
Michaela.
actually, I still have some other technical aspects that are actually more specific and defined in the different calls. The area that the the fund is covering is actually the Interreg Italy-Slovenia program area. So as you can see, we are not talking only about Gorizia and Nova Gorica, that will be the actual European Capital of Culture, but we are talking about the whole Friuli Venezia Giulia region. For the Veneto region, we have the province of Venezia, and for Slovenia, we have all these regions: Goriška region, Primorsko-Notranska, Obalno-Kraška, Srednjeslovenska, in Gorenska, and Gorenska. So we are actually talking about a territory that goes from Venice to Ljubljana. And this is really important because being the European Capital of Culture is a chance for Gorizia and Nova Gorica to create collaboration and to create networks with other cities, with other territories, with our other nations. So please have that in mind when presenting your project proposal. I prepared something also about the budget and the duration of the projects that we want to finance throughout the small project fund. The budget is actually, the fund is expected to finance small projects. So the project that goes from 30,000 to 200,000 euros. And this type of project should have two partners, one from Slovenia and one from Italy. And there is an exception for the small project that goes from 30,000 to 50,000, where it is possible to have only one partner. All these projects must be actually developed within 24 months. And all the projects are financed completely, so 100%. Something more about also the partnership composition. All the projects should have one lead partner and one project partner. The lead partner should have the legal and operational headquarters in Italy and Slovenia, and the project partner can also came from outside the program area, the one that we have seen before on the map, as long as actually all the activities that the project partner is implementing is actually benefiting to the area. So the benefit to the area is clearly demonstrated. Here we have also a list of the people, of the subjects that can participate at the fund. I also prepared another more technical, maybe a slide with the presentation of the cost categories that can be covered through our financement. And I will be really brief on that, because if you are still on the stage of just planning and brainstorming your project idea, maybe this is too complicated for you right now, but you will have all these informations defined in the call documentation and in the documentation that it is already published on our website. However, the cost categories that you can cover with our financement are the staff costs, the office and administrative costs, the cost of external experts and services, equipment cost, and cost for infrastructures and work. Let me tell you something just about also the platform through which you will present your project proposal. This is GEMS. You will find obviously the link to the platform, the online platform. So the project proposal is going to be presented online, not in papers. And this is GEMS. It is actually a platform defined and used at European level. So we try to prepare also a manual to facilitate the use of GEMS, and to present you which fields you will have to fill in during the preparation of your project proposal. So as I said before, the first call is already published, and you can find on our website that is written over there the documentation of the first call. We divided actually the documentation between the documentation of the call, so that is composed by the call itself, and the application package that are all the annexes that you have to upload for during the project proposal on GEMS. And on the other hand, we have also the program documentation that is composed by the operative manual, eligibility of expenditure manual, GEMS manual, and assessment manual. And all these manuals will remain mostly the same throughout the duration of the fund. That means actually till the last fund call will be published. So now it's your turn. As I said before, please be super creative with your project proposal, with your ideas. You can find all the needed informations on our website. When we have published the frequently asked questions, and we also publish the workshops registrations, and we will also do other workshops probably in the next months, more specific and technical workshops to help the beneficiaries to actually really implement successfully their project. On our website, we also have, we prepared a tool that can be useful for you. That is the partner search tool, through which you can search your cross-border half. And so that's all for me. Thank you for your attention. If you have some questions, please just ask. I will try to answer you. Otherwise, you can reach us on the following email that is written over there, the telephone, and throughout our social and the website. So thank you.
Thank you, Michaela. There are any questions online, Claudia? Yes, there are more. Sorry, can you go there?
Yes.
I can see them. Yeah, okay. How often will the call go out? Yearly, every February, and what web address can all the details be found? Okay. Well, as I said before, the calls will go out annually. This year, the call was published in February, and we are thinking to publish the next call at the end of this year, but more probably at the beginning of the next year, so in 2024. And then probably the calls will go out annually at the beginning of every year. That's the plan that we have in mind, but we will see. You can always have all the information. You can find all the information on our websites. That is was before present in the presentation. I don't know if we can again see it, so that maybe the listener can. Okay, this is the site, the website, www.eurogo.eu. Okay, and the email is up spf@eurogo.eu.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michaela. And the interest is very big, no? The info days were full and the workshops were full.
Yeah, we are super happy also about that, because we see that the territory is really responding greatly to these calls. And we hope that we will have also many good projects to finance that will actually really help our territory to grow, to be prepared to European capital culture, and to really show the capacity that we have on our territory.
Thank you.
Thank you. I only would like to close and thank you, my guest. It was a very pleasure for me to have this meeting. And I would like only to underline that we will find in a couple of weeks the recording of this meeting at the same link. The link was the so-called title, Gorizia, Nova Gorica 2025, the opportunities for our territories in Friuli Venezia Giulia. And one more time, thank you for your time. And I hope to see you again. Thanks.
Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you so much.